Hello, my name is Kimberly and I'm 32 years old. I'm from Kent and I was really interested in getting involved in this video because I think that inclusivity is so important in schools. I think that sex education when I was at school was very much focused on heterosexuality and the heteronormative society that we live in, and I am so desperate to change that in schools. So I'm thrilled to be taking part and it's really nice to be talking to all of you. Now, I identify as aromantic and asexual. For those of you that don't know what that means, asexuality is basically the lack of sexual attraction towards others. So I'm not sexually attracted to men or women. And within asexuality, there are two categories. So you have romantic asexuals, and those are people that are still very much interested in romantic relationships. So they want everything else. They want to go out on dates. They want all of the other aspects that a relationship might bring, but without the sexual element. And then the other group are aromantics, which is where I fall into. And we don't experience romantic attraction either. So I am very much just interested in platonic friendships. I have been single for all of my life and I expect to continue that way, and I'm very happy that way. Now, I first knew I was asexual when I was around 12 years old, but I didn't have the vocabulary for it at that time. So all I knew when I was at school was that I wasn't interested in boys or girls. I went to an all-girls school and a lot of my friends, to be honest, weren't really that interested in boys for quite a few years anyway. So at first I didn't think that it was anything out of the ordinary. I did dancing a lot. I had a lot of hobbies outside of school. So I always had these kind of excuses as to why I wasn't dating, why I wasn't interested. But instinctively, I knew that it wasn't really going to change. Now, coming to the realisation of being asexual is a little bit different to, say, being gay, because it is the lack of feelings. So it's more waiting for something to happen to you that you see happen to everyone else, and that not really coming into fruition. So I found out the words when I was in my second year of university. Basically, I'd been at work and had been getting on really, really well with this guy, and we were close friends, and I was a bit confused at that point because I thought, okay, this definitely isn't a late bloomer thing. I thought, this boy is good looking, he's attractive, he's easy to be around, but I still don't have any sort of need or desire to I didn't have the capacity to feel any attraction. And at that point I was a little bit concerned because I was like, I don't really understand why everything that's happening to my friends isn't happening to me. And I came home and I spoke to my housemate about it. And I can't remember whether either I'd done a little bit of research on Google or I came across an article, I think, and it was about asexuality. And I did some reading and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Like, this is exactly what I've been feeling for all of my life. And a few months after, I went to a meetup with other asexual people, which is one of the happiest days because it was brilliant meeting people that had been through exactly the same sort of experiences that I had, and that was just a highlight for me. There is a forum, an online website called AVEN, which is the Asexuality Visibility and Education Network, which I'm joined to, and that is really nice to be involved in that community. I kind of kept it to myself for a while, but the thing is, it just really depended on a case-by-case basis, because obviously for my family and friends that I'd known all my life, I didn't really have to come out as such because I wasn't ever keeping it secret. It's not like I was always pretending to fancy boys. I wasn't making the same sort of comments as my friends were making. I wasn't talking about how hot these boys were or anything like that. So it was just pretty much known. Like, we didn't know the words for it, but we just knew that I wasn't interested. But in my day-to-day life now, with new people that I meet, again, sometimes I bring it up if it's relevant, other times it isn't. And I think that's really important, because there's no wrong or right way to do it. If you decide that you want to come out, then you can do that in your own time and with the people that you want to, but you don't have to everyone. It's totally up to you and your situation, and don't ever feel any pressure to reveal anything that you don't want to. And that was something that I learned for myself, because yes, I want my close friends and my family to know, but it isn't necessary for me to be telling everyone. I think when it comes to best and worst moments, like I say, my best moment was probably when I met other asexual people. That was a great day for me. And going to Pride is fantastic. I love that. Worst moments, I haven't actually had any bad comments from anyone, but it's more the feelings of isolation that I felt in myself. So it was more feelings of maybe inadequacy and wondering why I wasn't like other people, but I've definitely got more comfortable in my own skin. When it comes to heroes, I would say David J and Yasmin Benoit are heroes of mine. David was the one that set up the Asexuality Visibility and Education Network, and Yasmin is a British model and asexuality activist. What really helped me to come to terms with my sexuality was going on YouTube and seeing other people talk about their experiences, and it was just amazing, because inside I was thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm normal, but then I saw other people talking, living their life, being happy as asexuals, and it made me realise that I don't need to have sex if I don't want to. I don't need to force myself into relationships if I don't want to. I don't need to live the life that we're all expected to live. A piece of advice that I would give to my younger self is that there is never a better time to be exactly who you are. And I just want to say that however you're feeling, you are never alone. There are always others going through exactly what you're going through. There's always support. There is online forums for you to meet up with people. There are people literally having exactly the feelings that you're having. So be you, because you're wonderful, whether you like girls, boys, both, or none at all. You're fantastic and fabulous, and you were born the way that you were meant to be. I would also like to say that I give permission for this video to be shared. Thank you very much. Bye bye.